Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Raynday Gaming. My name is Raynday, and today I'm going to walk you through how to play Skadi. No jokes, no montages, just real information here for Smite players who want to get better at this lustrous winter goddess. Now, she's a huntress, and she is a very good huntress at that, and I'm excited to see her picked up in the SPL more, but I'm more excited to tell you guys how I think you can maximize dominating with this god. Skadi is a god that has an extra pet, so she's going to be able to do a lot more damage than most other gods if you use it correctly. Now, the reason I think people don't really manifest Skadi really well consistently is because the pet makes you make a lot more decisions than a lot of people are used to making. You're only used to dealing with your character, but now you have a second character, somebody who can be attacking somebody else while you're attacking somebody else, and that can create a lot of issues for people in terms of maximizing how do I deal with this dog. I'm going to show you how to do that, and pretty much my suggestion is going to be to focus on the single target you're trying to kill with the Perma-Pierce combo. Now, why do I call it Perma-Pierce? Well, you permafrost into a piercing cold as they're sliding towards you, sick your dog onto them, and basic attack. That should pretty much kill them. I'll show you how to do it a lot in this game as the aggression for the red buff begins to happen. Now, here we go with Medusa. I send Kaldr onto there just to get some poke damage. That early poke is great, and then I pop him back in. The Rune of the Hunt is the ability that, without even putting a point into it, allows you to go ahead and control Kaldr. You could send him to one target or another, and it's very much like Hu Yi's Mark of the Golden Crow. You kind of mark that target, and Kaldr will go towards it. Now, if you have your Piercing Cold onto Kaldr, you're basically going to be able to have Kaldr hit for double damage. So Piercing Cold onto somebody before you send them onto Kaldr will not only do a ton of damage itself, 290 plus 80%, but it will also slow them for 40% for 3 seconds and allow Kaldr's basic attacks to hit for twice as hard, which is why that is such a good combo. As you see, I'm poking out the Medusa, and Kaldr quickly gets taken out because that one tower shot and a basic attack from Scylla takes him out, and he's now not usable. Now, the other thing that I'll see a lot of Kaldr players, or Skadi players do, Kaldr so OP, man, I'm like calling him Kaldr instead of Skadi. What I'll see a lot of Kaldr players do, Skadi players do, I'm just joking, is send Kaldr out, loses runes, and then that'll be that. Then they won't have Kaldr. That's what every player wants you to do. Here's the Permafrost combo there onto the Medusa, and you see Kaldr dash attack. It's too late because all I need is a Permafrost, a Piercing Cold, and Kaldr, you're too late, baby. I already got it on like Genghis Khan. I get a little bit of Genghis Khan. Don't want you to get it on with nobody else but me. Nobody else but me. I'm sorry, guys. That song is good. Shout out to Mike Snow. I love that song. We get blue buff, red buff, and I'm going back to base. I love it. Transcendence on the way. And again, this is how I like to build Skadi, with a little bit of Transcendence. I also like to grab the boots, Titan's Bane, Jotunn's Aussie, and Frostbound or Fatalis. The reason I like those items at the end is it allows Skadi, who doesn't have a dash, to get away with some movement speed control. Whether she's controlling the enemy's movement speed with Frostbound, allowing them to be slowed, and her, of course, to space them out, but she's got the slow on Piercing Cold, she's got the Permafrost, she's got a lot of ways to get away with that Frostbound, but also the Fatalis, if she just wants to attack a little faster, increase Kaldr's attack speed, and also allow her to move and basic attack at the same time to either catch up much more effectively with opponents, or basically basic attack them while they're away. I ult, and I have Winter Grasp onto the Medusa, and now I'm taking 110 damage off of Scylla's health bar every basic attack, and I realize I am hurting quite a bit. I've already got that Transcendence and starting to get my boots lined up. Let's see if we can get a kill here, because that would be really, really good. Now, like I'm saying, here's the Permafrost. Now, the combo with the Piercing Cold and Kaldr dash, and that's going to take out Jotunn again. That might be his second death. And like I was saying, guys, that is the combo that is going to get you all the money in the bank for Skadi. You're going to Permafrost them at the edge. What I like to do is pretend. I like to feint. I like to be very sneaky when I play gods like this, when I have a combo that I'm really trying to pull off, especially with Skadi. And I haven't seen a lot of people utilize it that well. What I'm pretty much do is I'll attack the archers, or I'll attack the minion wave and let them come to the side, because they don't want to stay in front of it. They don't want to get in that line where Piercing Gold's going to hit, because they don't want to get hit by that as well. And I'm pretty much level 3. Level 4 of it should pretty much take the whole wave, as Jotunn is in trouble here. And I might just take him with the Permafrost. Oh, and the minions go ahead and take him out as well. Jotunn goes down. Little Oliphant takes out Roaring Archer, though, and so we do lose somebody, and it's 3-1. All right, so they got a little bit of a kill. Not bad, not bad. All right. You guys trying to make this a competitive game? Come on, I'm trying to do a video here. All right, so anyways, Kaldr, very, very interesting mechanic. Can get a lot of kills on your own. I'll talk to you about how to Ult-Bait in just a moment, but let me go through her abilities so you know exactly what they do. Piercing Cold is their number 1. It's your great clear, and that's what you want to level up first. However, I do like to put a point into not only my number 2, I like to put 2 points in my number 2 and 1 point in my number 3 and ultimate before I get leveling that all the way up. I'll tell you about that in just a moment. But again, Piercing Cold, a great ability, allows Kaldr's basic attacks to do double damage to the target afflicted, but it also allows you to do 290 damage plus 80% of your physical power to a target when you hit them, just in straight damage, and that's quite a lot. As you see, it's taking out the full wave, and very good clear and very good damage when you're able to hit somebody on that. Puts them in a horrible spot. 40% slow for 3 seconds. Now, Kaldr, the number 2 is pretty much how you control Kaldr, like I said, Mark of the Golden Crow, essentially like Hu Yi, and there's the Permafrost combo. I don't have my Piercing Cold. It just came up, and I missed it. Kaldr is there, and I'm ult-baiting, and that is exactly what I mean. I've rooted Scylla now. Kaldr damage is taking her out, and that's pretty much how you do it, guys. I sent Kaldr in. He had full runes. He took pretty much every rune until he died, and right when he was about to die, I threw out my ultimate. Winter's Grasp, and what does that do, guys? That roots, but it also makes Kaldr invulnerable, grants him full health again, and also does damage over time. So a ridiculous combination of control and damage and survivability and turnaround that provides, because most people, when they're hitting Kaldr, they're thinking, okay, I gotta kill him, right? One basic attack from me is gonna take him out, and that's the Permafrost combo right there. You see the Kaldr dash attack, the Piercing Cold, and Permafrost, and that is just almost all she wrote for the Scylla. It has to go back immediately, and now Roran's diving her, and look at that double kill by the Roran Archer. Can we get this Medusa? I'm sicking Kaldr onto her, and look at that, 170 damage onto that Kaldr, but he gets taken out by the tower, but I get the damage. I think I have 350 damage onto that Medusa with my Piercing Cold. And that is really a showcase of that combo and how that really works. With Skadi, it's very, very easy to get, like I said, kind of lost in the fray of just sending your dog out a lot because you have that pet. Reserving that pet for the perfect moment, when people are down, when they don't expect it, when you can land your Permafrost Piercing Cold combo, your Perma-Pierce, and pretty much go ahead and have Kaldr add the finishing touch and pursue somebody who can't turn and fight, right? They're so low, they can't turn and fight. And that is the way to use Kaldr. You want to reserve him. And I pick up Aussie here because I like a little bit of attack speed onto her. Again, Kaldr's attack speed will scale off of Skadi's. It's 50% of hers. And his basic attack damage will also scale off of Skadi's. The reason I upgrade my number 2 twice is because it takes Kaldr's basic attack damage from 60% of Skadi's to 80% of Skadi's, and that makes a big difference. That's a huge increase. And the next stat, if I did it 2 more times, it would go to 100%, but I don't feel it's worth it enough to then skip leveling up my Permafrost, which I really like. It gets bigger as you level it up, the radius increases, and also, of course, the power increases as well, and that is very important. It can be a really good way to finish somebody off because it's rather big once fully leveled. It has pretty decent range, so you can kind of poke somebody out. You can put them in a bad spot. Really good to control the hallways as well. Skadi has very good jungle and jungle path control because when you throw that Permafrost, people will slide, but not only that, they will ricochet back and forth. The Scylla tries to get me with a crush, but a fantastic ultimate from Crit takes her out, and now Winter's Grasp roots and takes out the Skadi, but Kaldr is invulnerable, and he's now attacking Medusa. I don't pull him off, and now he's not invulnerable, and see how quickly he dies, not only with the minion attacks, but with the tower, and now I get a 200 basic attack onto the Medusa. No need to crit there, guys. That's a ton of health. 200 damage for me is 1/6 of my health right now. So I mean, that's gonna hurt at this level, guys. I'm even level 11. I think I'm gonna do so. Here's the Permafrost combo right there, right as you see it. The Permafrost into the Piercing Cold, pretended a basic attack, and then as I put Kaldr with his rune onto the target, then I'm permafrosting, have him dash attack, and now his dash attack does double damage because I've hit my Piercing Cold already. So you're getting a double damage dash attack from Kaldr, you're getting your Piercing Cold damage, you're getting a basic attack yourself, and you're also getting the Permafrost damage, and they're put in a bad spot because they're sliding towards you. You will move whatever direction you are already moving once that Permafrost goes underneath you, and that's why, again, in Jungle Pass, if you're moving to the right slightly, you'll bounce off, but then you'll ricochet back, you'll bounce off to the right. You will literally go back and forth in between the walls, and you will not be able to chase your target unless you have a jump of some kind, right? Jumps can get out of it, but if you're just walking, you're screwed, and that is why she can be so freaking good. Scylla goes into I'm a monster here, but I want to talk to you more about Skadi, and again, talk to you about that ultimate and how effective it can be. The Permafrost we've already talked about a little bit, and again, you want to use that with the Perma-Pierce combo as I'm trying to kill the Athena, but what is the ultimate, and why is it so good, and how should you use it? I find a lot of people misusing the ultimate. They throw it out randomly. Again, I find ult-baiting the most effective way to go ahead and kill people, and you see this Divine, look at that, the Medusa's trying to kill me, but the damage over time from Permafrost, which does do damage over time, is just too much. And now we're going to take the Red Demon Bull, but like I said, ult-baiting I find is the best way to do it. But not only that, remember it roots, so you could use it for a lot of different ways. If somebody's attacking you, you could stick Kaldr on them, and you can pretty much ult because you will root. But let's talk about ult-baiting and why that's important, because you're basically going to guarantee yourself 9 runes of damage, right, that Kaldr can take, and that is key. You let him get down 4 ticks of runes. You send him at full runes, he gets hit down to 1, then you ult. People will most likely think they just going to kill him, and they will even fight when they're very low just to kill the dog and get him off them, thinking that they're safe under tower. But once you ult, he becomes immune, invulnerable, and basically also is doing a ton of damage, not only by himself, but because of the AoE. The AoE damage around him does 50 damage per tick plus 5% of my physical power. That's per tick, okay? So a total of that, how many ticks are you getting? It's probably 20% of your physical power because it's, wait, no, 4 seconds, right? So that's 8 ticks. So that's 40% of your physical power that you're adding on top of that 50, which is 400 damage. Now, that engages around Skadi and Kaldr. So if you happen to have somebody near you and Kaldr, you could basically do 800 damage with that, plus 80% of your physical power. And that is quite a lot. That would be that would be about 1,000 damage. Not to mention Kaldr's attacking them. If you've got the piercing cult, his damage is doing double. And of course, the Permafrost just adding the icing on the cake. If you want to get it on like Genghis Khan, hopefully this video helped you to improve your Skadi gameplay, understand her mechanics, and how you want to ult-bait and Perma-Pierce combo players so that they really have no chance of escaping Kaldr. Again, Kaldr is your ally. Don't send him out to die by yourself. Take time and use him appropriately when people's things are down. Wait to ult-bait and use him when they don't want to see him. Be that menace. Be somebody who sends a dog who's ferocious and more OP than the actual character onto those characters when they don't have much left. Don't let him get poked out and dead in a moment, because if you let people just kill Kaldr quickly, you will lose your greatest asset in Skadi's companion. You don't want to do that. And again, here's my build. Transcendence, Warrior Tabi, Aussie, going into Jotunn's, and then also finishing with Titan's Bane and either Frostbound or Fatalis. Why do I like those 2 items? Movement speed from Fatalis allows me to catch up or get away from opponents while still basic attacking them. Plus, I get a 10% extra movement speed, which helps for Skadi and Kaldr, which scales off of that. But not only that, allows her, without any dash, to be that much faster and position herself that much more appropriately. Now, Frostbound is great because it's a team slow. So that slow applies to the character, the enemy character, which means your team will take advantage of that slow, and you've already got slows in your kit. So it might just be overwhelming. What your choice is, let me know. But you get extra power and health on that Frostbound, whereas you get more attack speed and movement speed onto the Fatalis. Let me know what you guys like about this build in the comment section below, and if you did enjoy this video on how to play on Skadi. I'm checking out this series, and I want to make sure you guys are enjoying it and appreciating this type of content, so let me know what you do think about it, who you'd like to see next, and of course, if you did enjoy it, please leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more stuff like this here at Raynday Gaming. Thanks so much for watching today, guys, and as always, remember to never give up, never stop gaming, and I'll see you guys next time.